Good morning. Carl Benson, Cooks of Crocus Hill, St. Paul, Minnesota. It is a pleasure to be here with you. Today is my buddy Bobby Jensen. Hello, Bobby. Bobby thought he was going to be really sort of funny. So Bobby's ingredients are Italian giardiniera, Italian canned in olive oil anchovy fillets, and peanut butter. Peanut butter? Okay, how in the world am I supposed to come up with something to make from this crazy list? Thinking about it, peanut butter seems to be the hard or the easy part. So I try to think of what kinds of things go with peanut butter, other than a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. When I was 20 years old, out of college in Chicago, there was a Chinese restaurant on Michigan Avenue, and they had a dish called hack chicken. And I kept thinking about hack chicken because hack chicken is kind of a riff on chicken with a peanut satay sauce made with peanut butter. There's also fish sauce in the satay sauce. So instead of fish sauce, I took some of the anchovies, I mashed them, put them into a mash, and then added it to my bowl. I added the peanut butter to the mix as well, a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of hot chili sauce, and a little bit of brown sugar. So those items there, I mixed it up, gave it a good taste. And you know what? Traditional in Southeast Asian food oftentimes is something pickly, something vinegary. So I added some of the giardiniera to that satay sauce. So now we'll have a little hot, a little sweet, a little peanut, which is great. Then I shredded some chicken, and this is just straight up rotisserie chicken. So I shredded it into bite-sized pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour some of that satay sauce, in this case pretty much all of the satay sauce, into that shredded chicken. We're going to mix it up really nice. So now we have anchovies, we have giardiniera, we have peanut butter in this hack chicken recipe. So what do we do with that? Back in Chicago, they just served it on a platter like this, and you ate it with your chopsticks. But today, since we're going to go put it out there just a little bit more, we're going to make lettuce roll-ups, lettuce wraps. So I have lettuce, I have some shredded cucumber, I have some lime, and I have more of Bobby's giardiniera on here. And then I have a little bit of cellophane noodles. So if you're going to make a nice little roll-up with all of these ingredients, you would start with your lettuce wrap. You'll add a little bit of the peanut satay, add a little cucumber, some of Bobby's giardiniera, maybe another bit of cucumber, and some cellophane noodles. Now that, with a little bit of hot sauce, because I like things hot, is today's recipe. Chicken satay lettuce roll-ups. So there you go, Bobby. Bum, chicka, chicka, bum, bum, bum. Good ideas. Thanks for watching.